So today for my blog, I'm going to be talking about teachers' unions. So during the reading, I figured out some of the pros and cons of teacher unions, and I felt that the pros were that, they advocate for teacher and student rights, and they lobby with politicians for good legislation about, teacher rights and student rights, and so they're really just trying to make a difference in everything teacher, student, education related, and I think that's a really good thing. Some of the cons I found with teacher unions were that different unions have different views, which kind of causes inconsistencies with legislation and with other regulations that unions make. And also another con is that unions protect bad teachers, and so sometimes this detracts from the education process. If bad teachers aren't able to be fired, then students aren't learning as well. And so the purpose of unions has changed a lot over time. So at first, unions wanted to mainly just nationalize the work of state education associations. So really they just wanted, education to be very standardized across the country. They just wanted everyone to kind of have a similar view about education. And over time, they began to be influential in shaping school structure and curriculum. And then more recently, they've moved away from shaping curriculum and more towards working for teacher welfare. And so how do teacher unions support and protect or don't protect the rights of teachers and students? And so an example I found from the Chapter 10 article was that they protect the rights of teachers and students through, quote, they attacked the prominence of standardized test scores in judging both students and teachers. So they really are working to make that difference. And that's just one example of how they support the rights of teachers and students. It's really not a good way to judge teachers by their students' test scores because every student is different, and also there's a lot of problems with standardized testing that unions are also discussing and bringing forward to legislation and to government officials. And unions aren't always going to do the right thing. So back to the example with unions protecting bad teachers, when they protect bad teachers, they're not helping the rights of students. They're not helping students get the best education that they can. So unions, they have their good sides and their bad sides, but overall they seem to be necessary in keeping our education system kind of how it is, and also furthering it along and enabling it to grow and prosper.